All right. Let's go ahead and get this demo review started. Once it plays. All right, got a POV demo. This is sick. Let me turn on this thing. Alright, rollout's looking pretty good. You can buff your roamer a little more in cheese. In fact, you should buff your roamer a second time on the rollout. Give him a little bit of a tap off. Looks like he was pretty slow, so not much you can do. Demo gets priority. Okay, so right off the bat, you kind of got tunnel visioned on your soldier who was slow. That's kind of your fault for, I think you missed a couple bows. Kind of his fault for being slow. But you can't let healing people come at the expense of like watching for soldier bombs. And that soldier, your roamer, he can't be prioritized over your combo. And demo and scouts on mids, like those are the guys that are gonna help you guys win mid. All right, kind of walking into the fight ahead of your teammates. Keep healing your scouts here. You need to keep the heals forward. Like you turn to heal the soldier, and you're turning now to heal the demo. These scouts, like, always heal the people in front until you know that it's okay, and then you can turn to heal whoever. Alright. Not sure where you're going. You kind of left your demo when he was going lower and he wasn't full health. You could have just finished topping him off. But that's kind of like a minor thing. I don't know what the comms were. You should be, if your soldier was going in right there, you should have been buffing him as he was walking. Try to buff your soldier like as long as possible when they're going in for a sack. Your demo is just dead here. You kind of left your demo. Like, let me go back. We're early on in the demo, so I think it's fine to go back. But you're like switching your heal targets, like you're trying to find how much health like certain people have. So, okay, your soldier calls, they're gonna sack. So right here, you should be buffing that soldier as they're walking in. You see that your demo is 260, so they don't really need the heals anymore. And it seems like you try to click him, but realize he's out of your range. Alright, so you give your scout 185. So you know at this moment, your soldier's dead. Your demo is 230, your scout's 185 behind you. So like your demo's taking damage there. He was like 100 health and you switched back to your scout. Just stay on your demo there. Like that's the reason why your demo gets so low and he dies here, because you switched off of him. I'm trying to think of a succinct way to put this, but it's just like knowing if you just buffed someone, like your scout, you don't need to like be switching to heal them. A lot of the times you do have to tank certain individuals. Oh, that is unlucky. Your scout did not clear traps. I mean, in general, I don't think you guys should have been pushing that, but that's not a you issue. It's just a main call thing. Okay, so give crit heals, it's disad. Buff your scout, perfect. You should be telling your soldiers if they can to get buffs during this downtime. Okay, you're out. Oh. Alright, you guys just took like 1 billion damage from the soldier bomb. I was gonna mention while you're on bats, you gotta be careful going through that doorway because it's very easy to get juggled. Don't drop to low ground to heal that guy. Oh, flash your soldier. And the reason why you can flash your soldier is because they use first, so your Uber is just inherently going to be better, so you don't want to drop anyone. Unfortunately, your scout kind of just exploded. Oh, that guy should not be able to just walk in. Cool, you're building pretty good. You know that it's even Ubers. I mean, you could say they have slight ad here, and you keep bleeding players, but you don't really need to be this passive. If you thought they were gonna push off of like player ad, that's fine, but on even Ubers, even if you don't have Uber, you should still hold the doorways. Okay. So right there, you kind of got all like turned around. You always want to be looking towards where the enemy is going to be. Like you're trying to keep your teammates between you and the enemy. So as you're healing your soldier, you back up like holding S key towards spawn rather than like spinning. Maybe you're trying to heal your demo, but yeah. Basically, you would have been able to see the demo bombing you. And I'll also say, like, if you were playing passive because you thought it was disad, which I guess there it was slight disad, they might have used a little earlier than I thought. Don't walk into the door that the enemy is coming from. Even if you're like trying to heal your soldier and save his life, like your life is more important there. So like the enemy came in from right, you don't want to walk towards the right, just walk towards the left. Your soldiers can rocket jump away, and you should tell them to do that. You can buff, yeah, okay. Perfect. Are they not pushing? It's crazy. Alright, well this evens out. When you're like 90, you can say, hey, it's gonna even. Like, backing up out completely is not great. Just say like, hey, it's even, play it even, and then walk forward. Like, you guys are just letting them in for free when you have Uber. Alright, you're trying to exchange. This is incredibly spooky. You're tracking the soldier. Nice job. Alright, they dropped their whole team. At this point, you shouldn't be like looking for people behind, especially. Like, go forward with your players. Like you're kind of isolating yourself from people, like kind of consistently. And this might be just like a team thing, where you guys are kind of at different like paces, but you as the medic, like you can tell people like, oh, slow down, our players aren't like ready, because you're the most aware of where everyone on your team is. At least like you can be, because you get the little medic indicator. Alright, even Ubers. You see the sack come in. Oh god. Okay, that was spooky. You saw a sticky on the floor. You should have turned to look at the demo, because it would have been very easy for him to det there and then like pipe you and you're just dead. Yeah, you're dead here. Alright, you guys just got bullied out there. Actually on that last one, like part of medic is knowing, like when you're surfing or running away from a bomber or someone, you have to know what you're running towards, which is kind of a difficult skill to learn. But it probably just comes down to like the number one most important thing on medic is just situational awareness. So like always have your head on a swivel, always trying to be thinking like where is the rest of their team. Even if someone's bombing you, it's the same as like healing. You can't tunnel vision on that one guy. Alright. Tell your soldier to stand still. Oh, okay, you could have arrowed him. I don't know how much ad it was or not ad, but I don't think you really needed to rush that. Maybe your scout was like yelling at you. But like the reason you guys got flank shoved right there is because your flank was weak. And there, I don't know, you knew people were on the point, so, or you should have known people were on the point. So it could have been a little better, but I don't know. I think the whole push in general is just rushed.
Let's keep this job confidential.
Like, if it's super small ad and you really have to go, and you guys are like too hurt, it's completely fine to say like, no, cancel, we're too hurt. Like medic is probably one of the optimal classes to be able to call off pushes. All right. Holy. Just beam that guy. Like, you guys backing up there is giving their demo time to place more traps. Alright, you looked away from that soldier, which was a little spooky. Okay, I want to see you buff everyone. You're tanking your... Oh, you guys are bombing up. You need to buff your pocket soldier before the push, especially. That guy can wait on his arrow. You don't need to, like, rush the arrow as much. Honestly, I think that's the main problem you're having with your arrows. I think you're rushing them. Like, you're trying to give an arrow immediately as someone calls for medic and, like, they're half health or something. Like, just tell your team that, like, if you're not in position to give the arrow, just like say like 2 seconds or something. It just lets them know. Or like, if you have to get out of position to give that arrow, like, just tell them no. Or like, tell them that you can't see them. Alright, so you guys are pushing back in. Kind of a psycho push from you guys. You never flashed your demo. And now you're walking into 2 people in Saw. I think the only error from you in like the past minute there was not flashing your demo. I think everything else was kind of team issues. But not flashing your demo is a pretty big error. Alright, it's disad. Not much disad, maybe like 30, 20. But definitely play above the point. Agreed. One thing you can do is instead of having your scout build on last holds, is you can have your demo equip the katana, and then they can build. Because that way you can have like a heavy in an NG rather than a scout that's not really able to do much. This is like awesome kiting. Just make sure you don't break beam heal here. Oh, that's sad. You kind of tunnel visioned on following your scout there. Like, you had your demo and your soldier with you. If you guys all just like play together instead of running onto the low ground, you can get the Uber. You're trying to play for the Uber in that situation. And like, your demo and soldiers should be able to block the point. So you don't need to run into the enemy. And like, because you tunnel visioned on following your scout, you didn't see where the enemy were. And like, obviously they're going to, oh, buff your soldier. Oh yeah, he should be waiting there. That's it takes like 1 extra second to buff your roamer there. If you miss him, just give him the buff and tell your scouts that you're slow. Like, it is infinitely better than not buffing him at all. Alright. Cool. You can, okay, so right there, you clicked on both of your scouts. They were both like 110 health, and then you switched back to your demo that had taken no damage and like didn't need to be healed anymore. You switch heal targets way too much. Especially scouts, it's very quick to give them a full buff. But like, switching over to someone that's already full health, like, it's not ideal. Oh yeah, there's like people around you that you can be healing, but you're kind of all over the place. And if someone is like actively getting shot at, typically it's better to beam them than to try to go for like a miracle bow, especially if it's a scout shooting them, because a scout can like chip people down, probably faster than your bow. You don't need to run all the way.
We have secured the control point.
Stand on the point, Schweinhund!
It's pretty inconsequential though, I guess. Okay, that soldier, I have no idea where he came from. I guess he just owned your guy dungeon and yeah. Okay. This is like really bad from you. So, okay. I wanted to watch that whole thing unfold. Um, First off, you didn't look at the guy in drop down. Like, you need to see how much of a threat he actually is before like doing anything. Like, I understand your pocket scout wanted to go for an exchange there, but knowing where the threats are always take priority over like anything else. Um, and the second thing, when walking through Shutter, look around. Like you just like you tunnel visioned on your scout. Like that's kind of a consistent thing. Your scout or like someone is telling you to do something, and you're so focused on following that, like, I don't want to say command, but calm, that you're not doing like the basics, the first thing, which is like looking around, seeing where the enemy is, because you're not going to be able to know like when to use your Uber if you don't know how close they are, if there's a sniper watching you. Like, you're just kind of like, you're playing Beam the Scout simulator. Definitely should not have committed with your scout. Oh, you need to leave here. What are you doing? This is a lost fight. Wow, their medic is missing so many bows. Okay. This is insane. You guys win this fight. Their medic just missed like 4 bows. But yeah. Alright, making sure you didn't give your roamer 300. Alright, yeah, this is like, that's the exact moment when you want to be buffing him again. But one thing you can do is have your scout speed, and if you jump and then click onto someone else, you'll maintain your scout speed through the jump, even if you're like still healing, if you're healing someone else. So like, that's how I optimize like speed of my rollout while still being able to heal my roamer. And I can send you like some clips of that if you want. Just let me know. All right, nice job buffing your pocket back up. Holy, you just got a pipe. Okay, I'll fast forward. That's just gonna happen sometimes. That's not really your fault.
The control point is being captured.
Alright, this guy meets with you. It is only you two alive, so I'm happy you're playing passive.
We have lost the control point.
I'm not sure what your soldier's doing there. You're kind of setting yourself up to be caught by a saw push here. So like, typically if they push through saw, they're gonna walk up bridge and go into lobby. So if you like look, the time it takes you to run over and even get in lobby, I won't say they'll be able to get in lobby if they like blind bomb from saw, but like maybe with your reaction time, or like anyone's reaction time, that not a jab at you, you're going to get caught in lobby a lot of the time. Even like a lower bomb, if they're demo bombs and put stickies on your exit, you're caught. So on disad, always make sure you're close to the exit and ready to leave. Especially when like right now, you're looking at all of your players on bats. You're not looking at the enemy. So if they did a blind bomb and just like bombed from lower, you're purely relying on your teammates' comms, which the process of waiting for your teammates to see it, waiting them to say they saw it, and waiting for you to react to it, it can just be a lot quicker if you just see it and then you're able to react to it. And maybe that's just like kind of like a point that I said before, where you're kind of trying really hard to listen to the comms of what your teammates are saying, and you're trying to follow them. That I almost, this is gonna be mean, I don't mean it this way, but like it's almost like you don't have a mind of your own. Like, just as much as the main caller like needs to develop their game sense, everyone else should be. Like, you as a medic, you need to be knowing what you should be doing independently of like anyone telling you. And I don't know how the comms on your team actually work, so I might just be wrong. But it is kind of something to think about.
We have lost the control point.
Like, be thinking, like, if I were the enemy roamer, like, what would I be doing in these situations? Like, oh, I see their medic on bats, like, really far from the exit. Well, I'm just gonna, like, bomb him before he's able to actively get away. And, like, in general, this is, I wish I had paused, like, a few ticks earlier, but you're standing like right behind something that blocks your vision. Vision is so important on medic. And like, you'll have people say like, oh, you're not supposed to peek on medic because then you'll take damage. But if you're able to passively like hold your positioning while also maintaining that line of sight, like as long as there's no sniper, like do it. The reason they say like medics shouldn't peek is because typically medics try to peek when they're pushing, but when you're holding, like it's perfectly fine to have vision. And maybe they do have a sniper, which if they do have a sniper, you should be holding by this wall, because that way you guys are able to keep your heels forward while also avoiding the sniper sight lines. Okay, I think they do have a sniper, judging by the way you guys are playing. Yeah, like, because you're so passive here, it's impossible for you to heal people. Playing close while they have a sniper is always preferable to playing scared. Oh no, you got owned.
Control point is being captured. You failed. Nobody's crazy enough to do this with you, Doctor.
Alright, last mid you got essentially 2 pipes. Alright, you're trying to bow someone that's full health and you knew that they were full health because their name popped up. Definitely beam people more, especially on mids. Like, really, the only time you're giving out bows on mids is like if there's no active fighting going on, or you just got to the mid and like your demo is 80 health. And then like in rare occasions, one of your soldiers or something gets shit on and you give them a bow. But like even for you to be able to give a bow, like people can't actively be shooting at your team while you give out a bow, because priority comes to the people that are actively getting shot at. So like you would need to beam them instead of giving someone a bow. Alright, even Uber situation. Buff your soldier. Okay. I'm assuming your soldier peeked in. Or bombed in. I guess he should be dead right by now. But you have 2 soldiers, and you're not really giving buffs to either of them. On a sack, you always have to buff at least your roamer. And also, generally, your roamer shouldn't be pushing through the same door that you guys are pressuring from. Alright. You guys are going for another crazy pocket exchange. Pocket scout, that is. Alright, so this one, you had no idea where you're ending your Uber. I'm glad that this kind of happened because I wanted to talk about this point. But it kind of goes along with one of the questions that you had asked me about what to do post exchange. And you guys clearly like to exchange a lot. But this is one of those moments where like you need to be linking back up with your team after the Uber. So you kind of got caught in like no man's land, just standing like staring at Ubered players. At like 50% Uber, try thinking of how you're going to take the fight post Uber. So they have bad positioning on the bridge, so either you can tell your team to collapse, or it looked like your scout was kind of running towards the point, which I would do as well. And just like tell your team we're ending the Uber on the point, and it's a little better for you guys there. Like, and then your team, you're able to kill the people that aren't the medic and the soldier, who like their demo and their scout that are right next to you. Neither of them have buffs. So if you tell your team at 50%, like kill the people on the point, everyone bombs the point, you guys are good to go. But I don't know if that comm like ever came, or maybe it just came too late.
Alert. The control point is being
But like there was never that decisive fight around the point. You guys kind of like ran towards the point, but it wasn't like clear that you were taking the fight there and trying to kill the like witch people there. And if you had done it a little earlier in your Uber, you would have been able to get in better positioning, so you wouldn't just like insta die after the Uber. Alright, make sure you watch bridge, or like do a quick shoulder peek on bridge as you're backing up, because that soldier that bombed very easily could have bombed to bridge and just like shot you and juggled you. Oh no, what are you doing? Okay, that honestly like kind of looked like you had aimbot. Alright, you're trying to bow your demo who's full health again, or you're trying to bow the scout, in which case it's even worse. But just keep beaming your guy there. Like, in the time it takes you to bow your demo, if the scout has like 3 or 4 shots loaded, if you miss that bow, the scout is able to kill your demo there if you're not beaming him. Okay, this is kind of classic Pocket Scout just saying, follow me, heal me. But you're doing a pretty good job at not like overreacting to his movements. You didn't need to use there. If you're going to exchange, 1, you want them to use first, and 2, you don't want to flash so much. Alright, you need to run. Leave your demo and get the heck out of there. Wait, your demo is still alive there. If you had left your demo immediately when you went down players, you might have been able to escape there.
Been captured.
It would have been a little spooky, but
We have lost the control point.
as medic, like, you have to be quick to reacting when the fight is lost.
Data are falling. Our control point has been captured.
Alright, you're down 2, get on your scout, run away. Perfect. Alright, don't go heal your demo there, just run away.
We have lost the control point. Alert. The control point is being captured.
Holy. Alright, getting shot at, putting on the jukes, and I'd love to see it. Okay, I don't know what just shot you. Your own scout. You hear a soldier behind you. I don't know if it's... I guess both their soldiers are dead.
Whatever it takes.
Alright, you have ad here. And this is the moment... Okay, well, not anymore. But assuming your players were alive, that was the moment that you should be pushing on it. But you guys, like, weren't even posturing to push. Which was a little strange.
Alert. Our control point has been
You're also leaving lower, which I know sucks. Oh, I'll also say you didn't need to leave there. You had Uber. Like, those are the moments where you want to take the exchange. You guys are, like, taking a lot of these aggressive exchanges where you're just like, all right, fuck it. We think we have space here, and we think our post-Uber collapse will be better. But that's not really enough to be taking the exchange on. Like, the exchange has to have something else. Otherwise, you're kind of just doing, like, a coin flip. And in this case, holding mid, your exchange is to hold your positioning so that your spawners have enough time to get back to the fight. And then you don't give up any ground. Because there's always, like, inherently defender's advantage. So you're doing the exchange plus defender's advantage to try to have that post-Uber fight. But taking these offensive, aggressive exchanges, like, they have a lower chance of working because, like, you're pushing into players who are fully buffed and, like, all set up for you to come in. But instead, if you guys were the ones that were fully buffed and, like, spamming the doorways, and then, like, you're able to delay the exchange until your spawners have, like, 3 seconds left on their spawn timers. You have that 8-second Uber, and your spawners, they're rolling out for, I don't know, we'll say 2 seconds, 3 seconds. We'll give them a little bit. There's still 2 seconds left of your Uber that your spawners are able to reload and get ready for the post-Uber collapse. But, like, if you're on an aggressive exchange, then, like, your spawners have to get through small doorways. Like, they don't really know what's going to be going on. Like, you guys aren't going to have good positioning. Like, there's kind of a lot of things. But typically, don't do offensive exchanges, do defensive exchanges. It might still be ad. I haven't been counting too well. But you guys might have wanted to push on your ad, in which case ignore everything that I said. Now it should definitely be even. Okay, you kind of just left your scout to die there. Your scout there is your lifeline. Like, they're the ones that are going to be able to run you away. Alright, hopefully you called that demo's help. Did you spotted him? You should be looking at that scout. Like, those are kind of moments. And I like that you're running the Solemn Vow, because I think that it sets up good habits for looking at the enemy, because you can be calling out their health.
You failed.
Okay. I don't think I have anything else to say on this one. Typically with demo reviews, sometimes I lose my train of thoughts. So if there's ever a thought where I don't finish it, just and like you still have questions about it, just let me know.
I saw this was thought of you.
All right. So I haven't said this since the first one, but make sure you're watching for soldier bombs, especially on Snakewater. You're likely going to get bombed. Although you've been pretty lucky, you haven't been getting bombed all that much. This is a very good mid for you. You didn't really get pressured, which it made it a lot easier. But you did a good job at like spreading out heals to who needed it, and your team did a good job about like waiting for it. But going back to what I said earlier about like people who are getting bows, the fight can't be going on. You had to give bows to 3 separate people, and you were only able to do that because no one was actively shooting your team. Like, if people were actively shooting your team, then it would have just been better to like put heals forward, like instead of turning to like heal your soldier. Alright, that scout got owned. Oh, keep beaming that, your scout. I'll say it every time I see it, because it's frustrating to see, but you switch off of people that are hurt to heal people that are fully buffed. Like, even right there you did it. And even if people are like healthy, you're still not like giving them full buffs. Like that soldier should be getting fully buffed before your scout should be getting buffed, because the soldier is going to be jumping away. Alright, be cognizant that you could get flanked through window here. Holy. Alright, you guys have a ton of space here. This is very good. And you guys all rotated towards the point. You didn't use your Uber. Watch, notice how, okay. Notice what they are doing here. This is the defensive exchange that I was talking about. And like, they're getting you guys to flash, which you did use a little early. I understand you didn't want to drop anyone. They're getting you to flash, and they're trying to just delay for their spawners to get here. I don't think they timed it correctly. But like, they're going to have better spawners than you guys, because like, your spawners are coming from your second, their spawners are just coming from last, so theirs are gonna get here before. And that's kind of like the power of the exchange. So like, even though you guys seemingly had better numbers, like, your spawners just took longer to get to the fight than theirs. So that's kind of like perfect example of the exchange. And like, I don't know if there is really a way for you guys to have that work out better in your favor, other than recognizing that that's what they're trying to do. So you, as the medic, you need to be like playing to not use there. You don't want to be taking the exchange there.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Okay, you're kind of walking in. Okay, you just mega fed there. Yeah, that is That is a big question mark moment. Uh, yeah, I guess you probably know what happened there. I do not.
We have secured the control point.
All right, well it's just sad. You should be back behind the hut if it's Disad. I don't know how much Disad it is. I'm also just kind of assuming it's Disad. Because he died. Alright, maybe even up. Alright, they have no demo. I do not want to see you guys take an exchange here. I guess sending a sack is fine. Oh no. You got sniped. That's kind of crazy shot by their sniper. Your team should have, if you knew that there was a sniper, like, you probably could have played to the left a little more, but I don't know, I don't blame you for dying to that. That's kind of crazy. Alright, their medic dropped. So I like what I see, that you are just like chilling. I don't like that you're just like spamming bows. Link up with your teammates. I don't know like what your team was doing there. But you should be telling people that you're in Saw all alone, like meet up with me, Saw. Or like listening to where your teammates are saying they are. Alright. Another moment where you walked away from someone you were actively healing to go heal someone else. Give someone a full buff and then walk away. Holy exchange. Okay. I guess it was ad. If it was ad, and if you guys knew it was ad, you should be flashing your demo a lot sooner. You use on your scout, and then you quickly turn to flash your demo or your soldier, whoever you're taking, on an Uber push. That should be happening within, at most, a second from each other. Alright, and there, you just tunnel vision on people you're healing. Fast forward what your team is doing. I don't care. Alright, so they're still capping, so you guys are going to be able to get set up here. It is disad. You do not have time to build a gun, so this is all very good. Your soldier feeds both your soldiers. But you're doing this correctly. You're playing left. It is not your job to block the point there. I know that's like a minor thing, and it's like, oh, if like no one blocks the point, you guys lose. But like, if you like die there and block the point, your odds of losing. Okay, let me pause so I can collect my thoughts. Basically, if you're gonna lose anyway, you would rather have the loss be while you're alive, because the chances of you defending the push are just going to be higher if you're alive. Like, even if you blocked the point for a second, and your demo was like able to get some miracle stickies, they're still able to kill your demo. Whereas, like, they're still able to kill your demo and you still lose in the end. Whereas if like you condition your team into them blocking, like obviously, like that's going to be favorable. I don't think I explained that very well, but just trust me on the concept. It shouldn't be the medic blocking the point. Okay, so this has happened twice, and after it happens twice, it's kind of a pattern. But just be careful of like those spam angles. That's something that you're not really
Control point is being captured.
like being aware of. And like directly across the point from the lock and load, that's one of those spam angles.
We have lost the control point.
Alright, he just ran away from people that were hurt to heal people that are full health. Alright, you guys are not building. So you could get build checked here. This could be disad, but I don't know. You also have a scout. If you have a scout on last, like, there's no reason not to be building. So yeah, you should be begging that someone builds Uber there. As you get to the upper levels, like, you will get build checked. Because teams will know, like, that if they see you have Uber, they can just back out and then hold second perfectly fine. Alright, nice job on the bows. Their medic is dead. Okay, so their medic is dead. That does not mean instantly go forward. Kind of what... Oh, you're lagging a shit ton. Kind of what, like, just happened there. Someone's going to go for the hero play. So, just, like, take it nice and slow. Be calm and collected. Like, don't force anything. Alright. Looks like you're looking for a gremlin or maybe your teammates. Which is good. There's the gremlin. Holy. Alright, your scout just got rolled. I think the only thing there was recognizing that your demo is the only one stopping them from walking in, so if your demo gets pushed back, that kind of means that you have to be pushed back with them. But I don't know, it's not really a medic fundamental.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
Idiot! Get on the point!
Alright, I think there's someone like behind you or something. You didn't fully buff your soldier, and he rightfully died for it. And then you walked onto the place where Soldier's gonna bomb you in that corner, kind of like what I said.
We have lost control point. Alert. The final
I want to
control point
comment on that as a
contested.
team thing, but this is your demo review, so I won't say it.
Alert. Our last control point is being captured.
All right, you're trying to frag instead of playing your role. Don't do that. You tunneling on that medic, trying to arrow him, is what got you killed there. Like, you need to be healing people, and above all else, like, assessing threats.
We have secured the control point.
Alright. I think this is even. I assume you guys killed their medic lower. Maybe he escaped. But if it's even, play closer to the doorways. Even if you don't have Uber, you can still play close. Alright, there the sack comes in, so
Our control
probably
point
even.
captured.
If that was even a sack. Might have just been for space. Okay, this is gonna be a very late exchange. If they are ever able to cap second, yeah, this is exactly why. If they're able to cap second, the exchange is not worth it, because they just go to last and they just win. Like, maybe you guys thought that you'd be able to block it in time, but I don't know. That if you lose all of the positioning before the exchange, you can't use the exchange to get the positioning back. The exchange is only to hold the positioning in the first place, but you guys didn't have Uber in time for that, so. Oh, you finally give your roamer a buff. Wait, this is awesome. Buff your demo to 260 and then get on your scouts. Oh, and you're finally getting bombed too. No fear, no fear. Oh my god, this is like a lovely mid. Oh, don't catch it. Let's fucking go. Alright, that was by far the best mid I've seen from you. Well done. That's kind of like exactly what you should be doing on mids. Like, you buff your demo, and then you're kind of healing your scouts for the rest of the mid.
We have secured the control point.
The only thing that would have made it like a little better is if you hadn't been pushed back into Saw. If you had been able to kind of dance around on like that right area by the stairs and like the shed, that would have been slightly better. Alright, this is ad. You guys are just walking to the point. Don't drop anyone, flash people. Alright, you need to be calling where you guys are ending the Uber. It is clear from me that you just like stood around looking for people. You also need to be saying where you're ending the Uber. Because that was kind of spooky because you guys didn't have a clean collapse on the guys on right. And it's kind of your job to call that. Alright, your dude is AFK. Is this a match? Hard to tell. Alright. You see the soldier bombs coming. This is good. Oh my lord. Okay, now it's bad. This is awesome. No, run away. Okay, that was good. The only thing that was spooky was going back to heal that scout. It ended up being inconsequential, but if he was really hurt and they were chasing as hard as they could have, they just would have killed him before you would have been able to heal him. but at the end of the day, everything is good in the world. Alright, even Ubers, expect a soldier to pogo your right. You're bowing a guy that's full health, love to see it. Oh. Okay, so I don't know, I feel like that moment's kind of obvious what happened there, but I'll say it just in case. You tunnel visioned on healing, you're heavy. Like, you can never stare at someone. Like, you give them the bow, look back towards the front. Give them the bow, look back towards the front. Or like, to be positioning yourself in a way that you can look at them to heal them while also looking at a doorway. Alright. Okay, so, right, it almost looks like you're like struggling there to hold down your mouse button. Like, you should be able to like keep healing them there.
Nobody's crazy enough to do this but
And
you,
like,
Doctor.
they weren't, your demo wasn't low enough where he needed a bow, so you shouldn't be switching to your bow there. Beaming people is extremely powerful.
Alert. The control point has been captured.
Yeah, like even right there, like heal your demo. Stop trying to go for damage bows when your team needs to be healed.
We have captured the control point.
And maybe you were trying to bow your demo, but he was like 160, so probably not. Fully buff your soldier. One thing that you're not really like using great is keeping track of like crit heals for your team. Like your demo there, he's not going to be taking any damage, whereas your soldier might be. So like the time you're taking to buff your soldier is just more efficient because you're letting your demo build up his crit heals. And you probably know what crit heals are, but I'll say it anyway in case you don't. It's just that the rate at which you heal someone, it ramps up over the longer they've gone without taking damage. Okay, so okay, so this is kind of a psychopath exchange. You guys went down 2, got the force, and still decided to use. And then during your entire Uber, you just stared at Uber players. And then you took a 4v6. I question the call.
Control point has been captured. We have lost the control point.
Alright, I'm gonna fast forward through a lot of the last of this stuff because I think it's kind of more of what we've seen. Just keep the heals on the people in front here. You gotta be walking forward with them. Like, it's knowing who on your team is going to be walking forward. And the difference between now and like versus when you're just following your pocket scout and like Wing is because it's not like you're just like walking into them because you're trying to like get in really deep. You're walking forward in that instance to pressure them, and it's not like a full commit. It's a walk forward and scare them, but it's not like you guys were like really committing hard to a fight like you're doing now. Like, this is kind of the stuff you don't typically want to do. I don't know how much ad it was there, but you probably had time to buff. And also, like, your pocket scout is just going way too fast. It's hard for the rest of your team to keep up. And you're kind of like enabling your pocket scout by like not saying, hey, our demo's not with us. But that's not really a you problem. Alright, do you see the soldier bomb? You're standing in pipe lane. This is kind of where I like to hang out on mids. You'll get kind of different like reviews, but those stairs over there I think are very safe. You're bunkering. Probably don't need to with just a couple people left. And your team is very hurt.
We have secured the control point.
Oh, heal your soldier. Like, these are the situations where you should be buffing people because you're about to push. But now, like if you look at the health on your team, no one is buffed, and you guys are going in for an Uber. Your demo almost died because he wasn't buffed. All aside, you're collapsing on, ending on right. This is good. Stay top right. If you're gonna pick a side to end on, actually end on that side. But yeah, you guys definitely needed to buff there. You rushed that push really bad. And also like the consistent like ending on the
Control
side.
point is being contested.
ADOC is calling.
We have lost the control point.
You should tell your pocket scout the next time you guys do scrims that he needs to slow down and play a more like
Alert. The control point is being contested.
play closer, just to you. Specifically to you and your demo, because that's like one thing I'm noticing, and this isn't completely a you problem, but it's part of the combo, is that your pocket scout and your demo really never seem connected in what they're doing, and getting that link is probably one of the most important things about combo. Alright, I think it's this ad, so I don't know why you're playing so close, probably because time is so low. And this kind of just wraps it up. Alright, this is garbage time. I assume you recognize it's garbage time and you're not just trying to feed. Or like, yeah. Alright. Classic standing on point as medic. You're gonna get bombed. Although I don't know how your heavy didn't shoot the guy that was coming. But yeah, that round doesn't count. What biting nostalgia said. Okay, so that was kind of a lot. The main takeaways are beaming is very powerful. Beam the people that are hurt. Only go for an arrow if someone asks for it. I think that covers. Oh yeah, buff people before pushes. I think that covers healing. In terms of positioning, position yourself in a way that you're able to see what the enemy is doing or be able to react if the enemy tries to do something. So be that looking at a doorway, looking at where a soldier's going to bomb from, etc. Don't do offensive Uber exchanges, only defensive Uber exchanges if you can help it. If you ever find yourself like kind of just like Wing with your scout and you don't have a clear idea of, or you don't have a clear advantage, typically it's not going to work out. Exchanges should only happen before you lose the positioning. So if you've lost the positioning, then you can no longer exchange. 2 kills. This is kind of another thing with goes back to the one fight on second where you guys sent 2 soldiers in and you forced them, but then you decided to go in and use anyway. 2 kills is better than an Uber. So they got 2 kills. So they were just able to wait out your Uber and then collapse on the 4 of you. What else is there? Take your time with your bows. Don't bow people as much. Don't have your team play around you. Stop like following your team and like being at their every command. That's such a horrible way of putting that, but I hope you kind of understand what I mean. Basically like if someone needs to get buffed, like take your time to buff and tell your team like, hey, I need to buff this guy quick, like slow down. Like you are the medic, you have the ultimate say in everything. In sacks, buff your roamer, buff your pocket soldier, buff your soldiers in general a lot more. Actually, just buffs in general a lot more. It really felt like you were only ever buffing your demo, and like you would kind of go to heal someone else, and you'd be like, okay, I got my scout to 125. Back to the demo I go. But buffing that scout, even if it's a flank scout with 185, it's extremely powerful. Okay. I think that's kind of everything I have. If you have any questions, let me know.